guys, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time to be here, my name is Procy, and if you've been here before, thank you so much for always tuning in. Thank you so much for always coming back to this channel to watch my videos. I'm happy that you are part of this family. If you're not part of this family yet, kindly subscribe, comment and like, and turn on the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you're the first person to know that there is a new video uploaded. And I'll be so glad, I'll be so happy, to see that you're part of this amazing family here on YouTube. So I love you so much, guys, and I don't take you for granted. So today I was here. I've been thinking about the goodness of the Lord. I've been going through back, reflecting on everything, looking back last year, what I went through last year about this whole visa thing. And I was looking back, I'm like, God, you're so good. Thank you so much for taking me through this whole thing, this whole journey. No one will ever know what you went through unless you tell the story. So it's only you who is aware of everything that you went through. So you all know, guys, I went through this whole thing of K1. And if you've never been in this process of going through that visa, my dear, I don't think you understand this whole thing. If you've ever gone through the visa process, whichever country, getting a visa is so stressful. It is so stressful. But recently I was counting my blessings. I'm like, God, you're so good. Thank you so much for, enabling me go through this whole thing. So last year around this time, I was going through, of course, our petition had been approved. It was approved in August last year. So September, we were waiting for that NOAA 2, NAO 2 something. So we were still waiting. Around this time last year, we were waiting for other things before I went for my, last year around this time, it was a different story for me. So stressful. So I can't even explain it. I was so stressed. But today, September this year, is totally different. So it's always good to look back and be thankful to God and know what God has done for you. So I was going through this book. I was going through my journal of last year, the one I was using in Dubai, and then I found this page here where I wrote weird things that happened during my interview. The weird things that happened during that time when I was almost doing my interview. So when God is about to elevate you, also the devil is fighting. There are so many things that are always fighting to stop you from getting what you're supposed to have. Let me say that. So these are things that happened in a way that I can't even explain, but they happened because I don't know what was happening. So I call them weird things that happened on the day of my interview, but they didn't really happen on the interview. They happened on different occasions. So one of them says, I almost missed my interview. How? So the day I did my interview, if you watched my videos down already there, it was so stressful. I was so stressed. My goodness. So this is what happened. I went through the elevator. I woke up so early. You guys watched that video. Went through my things, my file, talked to my fiance, prayed, did so many things. I was so ready to head out of the hotel. Remember, I went from Dubai to Abu Dhabi for my interview. So during that time, I entered into it was still early. I still had some time, So I didn't have my jacket with me. I did my interview this year, actually. I did the interview this year, in February. And that time is always a little bit cold in Dubai, a little bit cold. One person who doesn't like any cold. So I went out. You guys, I had time with me. I timed everything, but I don't know what came into my mind. When I went out of the elevator, standing outside, I talked to the reception. I needed I didn't order using Careem. They have this app in Dubai. it's called Karim. So you use Karim to order a taxi. So I didn't use my Karim. I just went outside, and the guys started calling a water taxi for me outside. You guys, during like so many times when I'm heading out on such important things, I always use Karim. This time I didn't order using Karim. I went outside. I stood there. I told the guys. They said no, the taxis are going to come. You know, it was before 7. It was coming to 7, I think. I stood there. The guys called taxis. All the taxis were just moving out, going, leaving me there. I was starting to panic, and then I from nowhere, when I started getting cold. You know. So I told this guy, the security guy, oh, you know what, I need to go upstairs and grab a jacket. I don't even know why I had to go down upstairs again to grab a jacket, you guys. I went upstairs. The taxis were taking long to come. And this hotel, we booked it thinking it was, you know, when you go to their website and everything, we booked it. It was saying like 10 minutes to the embassy. So I was so happy. Oh, I have 10 minutes to go to the embassy from where the place was. So I was down there. I started feeling cold. Went upstairs to grab my jacket. When I went upstairs, entered the room, I came out. Coming back to the elevator, I pressed a wrong button. I don't think I'm the only person who has done that before. So I pressed a wrong button. The elevator took me to another floor. I entered again. I think I entered again, and I pressed the elevator again to go to where I was going. Guys, I don't know why I kept being in that elevator for like, I spent like some minutes there. So this security guy came and then told me, no, you're supposed to go to this floor. I don't know why, you know, when you're going for your interview, if you've gone through this whole visa thing, I think you even lose your mind. I don't even know what I was doing at that time. You know, I came from downstairs. I was already panicking because the taxi was not coming. Here I am in the elevator going upstairs to pick a jacket which I didn't even use. I came back. I was all now starting even to shiver. So I started pressing those buttons, and then I went down, then I went up. So it happened once, and then this security guy came and helped me. He was like, oh, I've seeing you in the camera. I think you pressed the wrong button. So he pressed, I think this elevator had some buttons that it was a little bit confusing. You know, their system of the buttons and stuff, it was really a little bit confusing. And because that guy even said, yeah, I mean, people come here and this thing confuses them, the elevator buttons and stuff. They were not these normal buttons where it's like all level 2 or blah, blah, blah. So he said, yeah, I've seen people. That's why I always sit in a camera to look at this, because it has been happening, you know, the first one. So yeah, I went down, and then it was like it was getting late now, you guys. So my interview was supposed to be at 8:30. No, 8:15. Yeah, 8:15. Here I am, it's now 7. I'm panicking. The taxis are not coming, you guys. I started freezing. After grabbing that jacket, coming down, waiting for the taxis, they are not coming. My ears now were becoming so warm, and my goodness, I'll never forget that time. So I entered, and finally they got me a taxi, and we went so fast. Like, he drove. I'm one person who doesn't like I'm afraid of speed. Like, I don't like it when someone goes so fast. But I told that driver, drive very fast. It was now like it was now 7:15. Yes, it was 7:15. Yet I wanted to be at the embassy like 1 hour before. So it was now 7:15. I was in Abu Dhabi. We went through everything. You know, 7:15 on a Tuesday, that's a lot of jam. It was a lot of traffic, you guys. My goodness, I was all panicking. This is a story I've never shared here, but today I was going through this book of mine, and I remembered these weird things. So I was all panicking. I was like, asking God, oh my goodness. I was telling the driver, drive so fast, but he was telling me, you know, I don't want to pay for this, I don't want to pay. Well, of course, I understand. My goodness, we went through so many corners for us to cut the jam, but nothing was working. All the corners were packed. Because it was still early in the morning, all the corners were so packed. I'm there, I'm praying, I'm like, God, what is this? So finally, I saw myself coming. I mean, I reached at the embassy. The good thing, when you go for your interview, like the thing of time, whoever comes in, that's what the guy at the entrance told me. Whoever comes in, just make a line. You know, they don't care what time you come in. If it's 8:30, doesn't have to be 8:30. They can work on even at 8:35, 8:40, you know, so it's not like. So I reached there and then made a line, and I reached there at 8. So reaching there were so many people, but still, you know, everyone was just entering and making a line and sitting, and, you know. So that is one weird thing that happened. I'm like, I kept asking myself, why did I even go back inside to pick that jacket? I didn't even need it. Why? You know, it was so weird. Why did I even go back to pick it? I never needed it. Why did I even go back? Why didn't I like upload? I mean, how come I always use Kareem, but this time around I didn't get that sense of, oh, let me use Kareem now, you know. So I don't know. I don't even know whether it's the same Kareem in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. Is it even the same? I don't know, because I saw taxis in Abu Dhabi look different from those of Dubai. So I don't think Kareem works in Abu Dhabi. I think that's the reason anyway why I never used the Kareem in Abu Dhabi. But I think of going back, there was this force, because I kept fighting it in my heart. I'm like, I don't need it. I think I can go like this. I think I was fighting it like, I don't need to go back. You know, I don't need to go back for that jacket. I'm okay. But then this force was telling me, you need it. What if you freeze? What if there is AC? What if there is this? What if... I ended up getting lost in that elevator and, you know, getting disorganized. And thank God when I reached there, the interview, you know, they took long without even getting to me. People were so many. So we sat there and we went through our files, and I got time to relax and cool and do everything. By the time I went for my interview, I had cooled down, like everything was okay. But those two things that happened, me going back to pick that jacket and then getting lost in that elevator, really hit me so bad. So avoid those things, avoid these mistakes when you're going for your interview. Be prepared. If you need something, if you want a jacket, go down with it. Don't go back. Like, I was so prepared, but you know, the devil is a liar. I was so prepared, but still the devil played with me. So yeah, another thing that happened is still getting lost to so many customer centers. I think it was about when I got my things from the embassy, when they told me they need my birth certificate, where to drop it. So when I read on that sheet that I was sent, it was saying customer center something message from the embassy, customer centers or something like that. So I think that's also another video that I have here. So I went through so many customer centers, so many of them. I spent a lot of time doing this, yet the only thing I was supposed to go to was Emirates Post. So I'm doing this video for someone out there. I told you guys I'm going to do these videos for people out there, so that the mistakes I made, so that the things I went through, like, they don't happen to you, so that at least you know how these things work. So when they return, when you get from your embassy, in case they need anything, don't even waste your time going to customer centers, blah blah. It's only Emirates Post. Just put your things just give your things to Emirates Post. Emirates Post will post your things to the embassy for free. Actually, you're not supposed to pay again. Me, I didn't pay again, because that's what the attorney told us. She sent me a piece of paper that I went with at the Emirates Post. I showed it to them, So you're not supposed that I didn't pay again. I didn't pay for that post to the embassy. So I don't know if you're supposed to pay or not, but me, I didn't pay for that. So I spent a lot of time looking around, searching for these places. This was so weird. I'm like, why didn't I think about these customer centers? It was Emirates Post. And how did I even figure it out later? I got that. I think God just helped me. And finally, when I walked to different customer centers, I finally said, let me go to Emirates Post and ask them. So when I went to Emirates Post, this guy said, yeah, we do that. We can do that. I'm like, I wasted a lot of time. So when you're when you're in a process and you're almost somewhere to get, there are so many things that are always fighting, during this whole process. So I got lost so many times until I figured out it was this part. So another thing I wrote here, where is it? Yeah. So I don't know if we all know this, but if you ever go for your interview, anything that is about embassy things, make sure you wait for your reply through messages. Messages. Now, this is what happened. So when I went for my interview, the only thing why I was not approved on spot was because my birth certificate was old. When I got a new one from Uganda, I had to take it to Emirates Post and it was put back to the embassy and other things plus my passport. So we had to wait for them to go through the whole thing to tell us whether the case was approved, So during that time, it was so intense, waiting for them, waiting to hear from them, like, was it approved or not, after them receiving everything. So we waited and I waited. The whole time I was going through my emails, thinking it was going to be sent through the emails, my dear. It wasn't sent through the emails. It was sent through the messages, these normal messages, real messages. Now, this is what happened. I'm one person, like in Dubai, like we get so many messages, people from selling things, those scam messages, people from different countries, people from other, you get weird messages. So I stopped focusing on real messages, messages, and my attention was all on emails because I thought the embassy was going to send me an email since they had sent me all the things through emails. My dear, this time around, the message of being approved was sent in messages. I can't believe it. It happened for some time and I didn't even check there. So this is something that really, I felt so bad. I'm like, why didn't I even check the messages? And it's the same thing that happened to my friend. She was going through a visa process as well when it was approved. She took some days without checking her messages, thinking it was going through the email. She missed on some days there and it was sent in, messages. So this is one thing I want to tell you guys as well. I'm telling you my story so that you can learn from me. Anything, don't only wait in my emails. Make sure you're waiting for any messages from the embassy. Wait from messages and email, like both of them, So it's always good to be here and there instead of waiting for emails only. Me, I was only focusing on emails because of those weird, ugly messages we used to get from people selling things, from scammers, So I stopped paying attention to messages while I was in Dubai. So don't make that mistake. So these are some of the weird things that happened during my time of me getting my visa, those forces that we are fighting here and there. But God is so good right now. I'm just laughing about it. But when I was going through it, it was so tough. I can't even explain how tough it was. But God is really good, and that is history now. So, and I'm glad I wrote these things here, because that day when I went and wrote everything in my journal, I'm like, I went for my message. So when I went to write the thing that happened on that elevator thing going up and down, that's when I remembered the getting lost to customer centers, and then this thing of not looking at messages. I called them the weird things that happened during my visa thing. So I just wanted to share with you guys, but it was a funny thing, a funny story, and weird, like I called it. But let me hope you've gotten something, because I give out these videos for people to learn, so that you don't make the same mistakes I made. So as we are here laughing, let us also learn from this. So yeah, this marks the end of this video. Let me hope you've gotten something from these weird things of mine that happened. And guys, continue watching and subscribing, and then like and leave your comment below, and yeah, I'll be glad to answer you in case of anything. So may God bless all of you. I love you. Take care. Bye.